4, 3, 2, 1.
Thunderbirds are go!
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
Hello there, and welcome to Midland Earth. Today, me and Lewis are going to do our full spoiler review of the Fantastic Four First Steps. We're going to give you our initial thoughts and then move on to our likes, things that we thought maybe could have been better, and then our score out of 5 stars. And then to end, we're going to do like where we think the film's going to take the MCU and like theories about it and um, like what we think, whether it's going to be a good kind of, I don't know what it is, like a relaunch of the franchise, or and kind of what it sets up, hopefully. Right, where do we start? Initial thoughts. Seeing if you've seen it more recently, Lewis, do you want to do yours first, and then I'll do mine?
Yeah.
So it's fresh in your mind.
Initial thoughts was it was an enjoyable film. Nice little 2 hours. I enjoyed it better than I have done some of the more recent films in the MCU. I had a slight feel of what sort of they were back in Phase 1 and 2 when they were sort of introducing these I say new characters. Obviously, it's Marvel's first family, so they're not exactly new, given that this is the third attempt at getting them right. But it sort of had a little bit of a feel as to how sort of the intro films for Iron Man, Thor, Guardians sort of were in that sense. I thought the cast was quite good. I've not got any issues with anyone that was and how they were cast. It's a decent story that sort of is now going to lead into next year with obviously Doomsday being the next film that's coming on. So it's sort of it's led into that rather nicely.
Spider Man's the next one. Spider Man's the next one.
Is it? I thought it was Doomsday next.
Yes, July Spider Man.
All right. Okay. Well.
Yeah, they moved it. I think.
Oh
I
right.
think they moved Doomsday. I think, did they? They moved one of them anyway.
I don't know. It's Comic Con
But
this
yeah,
weekend, isn't it? They're probably going to update stuff.
now it's going to be like Spider Man Doomsday randomly, which I don't know if it's worse or better. But yeah.
And we'll get into that in a bit with the theory side of things. But yeah, no. I walked out of the cinema and feeling relatively happy with it. Yeah, it was all right. What about yourself? You were looking forward to this one. Was it out of the three, Jurassic Park, Superman, and this, was this the one you were looking forward to the most, if I remember rightly?
Mm, yeah. I mean, I think like I said in my theatre reaction, I think I had the most um kind of invested in this one. Because we've been with the MCU for like a stupid amount of years now, and things. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it was kind of like it's kind of like the savior of like the MCU wanted, like this has to be good, or like where
Yeah.
do we go next, kind of thing. It was like there was a lot riding on it, kind of thing. So yeah, I think I don't know. I was a bit like I said in. I'll keep going back to the out of the theatre reaction, but I kind of felt I don't know. I felt a bit like I didn't know how to feel after I watched it. I was kind of like, am I happy? Am I not? I don't know. But I
Hmm.
think it was kind of it's might it might have been a bit of relief maybe, or because I really did enjoy it. Like because I was saying to I think I mentioned to you that it was more like um phase one where it was a good it's kind of its own thing, but it did introduce things that were going to pay off later on. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because I think they've not really done that for a while. It's kind of they've kind of been slamming you over the head with things that are set up. Like this is set up, this is set up, that's set up. Whereas this kind of was just its own thing. But if you know, kind of
Yeah.
comic book, if you know comic book like storylines, then you know that's going to pay off, that's going to pay off, that's going to pay off, kind of thing. Whereas if you're not a Marvel person, I feel like you could go and watch this and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think.
I it's. it does set up things, obviously,
Yeah.
for Doomsday and Secret Wars beyond that, but it doesn't focus on them like some of the other stuff
Mm.
has. It still focuses on its main narrative and the main plot line, and then it's just got these little bits in the background that are setting things up here and there. Which, yeah, like you say, I don't think some of the other stuff has done that well of late, but this
But I
one
think yeah,
has.
initial thoughts. Pedro Pascal's been sold to me as a potential leader of the Avengers.
Yep.
I think. Um, Vanessa Kirby was really good as Sue Storm. I felt, and then put her really like in the center of it,
Mm,
which was good. Silver Surfer was badass.
yep.
I liked her; she was cool, and it looked really good. And I don't very often feel like I'm not watching a Marvel film, but I felt like I wasn't really watching a Marvel film. I don't know how you if you felt that because like it kind of looks a lot different, doesn't it? And like the humor's a little bit different, and like it looked really good. Like it was like a pretty film. Like the cinematography was great.
Mm,
It was like it embraced like the sci-fi-ness of it as well.
yeah.
I think really well. So it kind of I don't think it felt as like marvelly as some of the other MCU films have. Personally, I don't think that was just more the aesthetic, you know, no, because it's like in a completely different place.
Yeah, because it's. I suppose we'll sort of dive a bit more into the spoiler side of things now, but it's obviously this is set on what is it? It's Earth 828, and
Yeah,
they're in
but then like
a. I think I get what you're getting at because that's set in it's like a futuristic 1960s.
yeah, it's like
Whereas,
retrofuturism, isn't it?
yeah, whereas
Yeah.
obviously the sacred timeline 616, whatever you want to call it, is obviously set on this Earth, so it's within a world that we're all used to and whatnot. Whereas Fantastic Four is, like you say, it's that futuristic 60s vibe. So it's almost like the
Mm.
Jetsons type thing.
Yeah.
So it's futuristic, but it's got like a 1960s feel about it. And so yeah, I get where you're coming from. It doesn't have the standard MCU feel because of the setting that it's in,
Mm.
but at the same time, it does to an extent because obviously it's still a superhero film, and
I mean, do you feel like it felt like a Marvel film or
I suppose
like the
some bits of it did, yeah. But
Mm.
I get where you're coming from because it's a,
And I think because they were like established and stuff as well, they didn't spend time. It wasn't like an origin film, was it either? Like it, they were firmly like cemented in
yeah,
that universe kind of thing, and they already had all their villains and stuff, and they had like the backs to build in, and they had like the Fantastic or and like it was just like kind of got dropped into the world, didn't you? It
yeah,
wasn't didn't waste time trying to
and
establish them and stuff, which I really enjoyed.
I think that's one of the things that's worked well. We said this about Superman the other week. Again, he's already an established character. We haven't had the origin story. They sort of alluded to it um, within the opening sort of 10 minutes. They alluded to their origin where you have Mark Gatiss' character. Obviously, he's sort of introducing them for the in-world TV show. Gives a bit of a background, and you
Mm,
get a few little flashbacks here and there to give people that aren't aware of their origins that background, but it doesn't focus on it too much, and that's what Superman did and did really well because he's already an established
mm,
character. And similarly, Spider-Man, obviously with his introduction into the
mm,
MCU, you never got the full origin story because we've seen it 2 or 3 times already. The same with the Fantastic Four. It's the same with Superman. So you don't. Majority of your audience don't need that. So by having them already as pre-established characters, I thought it worked really well. But then you've got that little nugget of history dropping in, just in case you are someone that has been living under a rock and doesn't know about how they got their powers. So I thought that worked really well.
um, but yeah, I did enjoy it
Mm.
overall. I think I've enjoyed the blockbuster season in general. To be fair, like I enjoyed Jurassic, I enjoyed Superman, I've enjoyed this. So
Mm.
it's been a nice little summer season, really.
Yeah, so far.
Um, shall we dive into more specifics of what we did like to start off with?
Mhm. Yeah,
Who's your favourite of the four?
he's my favourite of the four. They've all got really good qualities, I suppose. The way that they've all been cast brilliantly. I can't say that there's a weak casting among any of them.
Are you looking forward to seeing them again?
Yes, I think they'll work well. There was a bit, everyone was a little bit, ooh, Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, but I thought he did really well. He sort of he portrayed the intelligence of Reed Richards rather well, in my opinion. You sort of got that feel that he is the smartest guy in the room, but at the same time, he gave over sort of a vulnerability. His intelligence can make him be a bit vulnerable at times, can't he?
Yeah, I think they've kind of modernised him a little bit because I think in the comics a lot he's kind of a bit more arrogant, isn't he? He's like, "Hi, I'm the smartest man and I know the best of everything."
Yeah.
But like in this, he kind of play it as more of like a burden, doesn't he? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't want to know all the answers, but he does.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not. He doesn't want to hurt people around him by telling them the best thing to do. You know what I mean?
And that worked really well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
It's like the fact that obviously it gets alluded to 2 times in the film that he already knows what the solution is, but he doesn't want to say what the solution is because he knows it's going to hurt the people around him. It's going to cause issues and whatnot. Obviously we're getting into spoilers at this point. Galactus is effectively, he wants the baby. He wants Franklin Richards because of his powers, and it gives them the option: you give over your child, and I'll spare the Earth. But he sort of already anticipates that and doesn't want to do it. So that's sort of, you see that vulnerability about him. That it's not always the best thing being the smartest person in the room because you already sort of anticipate what's going to happen, and it has a knock-on effect. I liked Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. I think they've sort of unofficially made her the leader of the Fantastic Four in this film. She sort of steps up more than what Reed Richards does to lead the team. He's sort of there coming up with solutions and whatnot, but she's the one that actually goes ahead and does it.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're kind of, their relationship's kind of like the core of the film, isn't it? I think, and how they bounce off each other and like what they decide to do, kind of thing, which I did like.
I think they're really playing on the family dynamic between the 4 of them, aren't they? In this, and how things work.
Speaking of Thing, I think the Thing looked really, like, Ben looked really good in this. Like, in the trailers he looked alright, but I think in the actual film, the animation on him is brilliant. Like, it proper looks like rock.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So even when he's moving, he's moving, and you can sort of just hear the rocks rubbing together type thing. And it was that detail that was really, really good. But I think his character was really, really like good because obviously he's acting more like, Reed Richards, obviously he's bothered about thinking about the science and all that, and Sue's sort of focusing on him, and obviously the fact that she's pregnant and having the baby, where he's sort of the one that's holding them all together. He's the one that's prepping the food, and he makes sure the car's working and the spaceship and things like that.
He's like the heart of the family, isn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the warm kind of core of the group. I think it's quite nice.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got.
I did like the dynamic between him and Johnny, though. It's quite funny, to be fair.
That worked.
They're like kind of like brothers, aren't they? Quite cute. I was like, oh yeah, I like the beard, and then like he grows like a massive beard.
Yeah.
So funny.
But he's like, he asks him, do you think it'll work, the beard?
What time is it? Saying it.
Say it.
No, that's quite funny.
Say it.
But yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, I think that they work on the family dynamic quite well. They've made it a very much a sort of a family orientated film.
Interesting to see how that plays out with what happens in the credit scene, obviously, because I'm assuming Doom is just gonna either kidnap him or like hold them all hostage. I don't know, but from the looks of the post credits, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be, again, we'll get into that a little bit more in the theory bit at the end, because I've seen a few things that might, as to where that's going to lead. But yeah, what do you think of that they've just, obviously they've not, in the previous Fantastic Four iterations, obviously they just went straight in with Doom as the main villain straight away. What do you think about them going in with Galactus first thing instead?
I like Galactus.
Mm.
It was good. At least they actually tried to do it this time and didn't just make it like a big ball of
It's a big
gas
big
like it was
cloud
in one of
thing,
the other
wasn't it?
ones.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
The rise of the
garbage.
Silver
But yeah,
Surfer, or
I think he was genuinely quite a threatening villain. To be fair,
mm.
it's like he essentially put the whole world in danger.
Yeah.
And that bit when they go and confront, well, not confront him, they kind of went to talk to him, didn't they? But like when they go to talk to him, that was like genuinely quite tense. You know, when they were like running off,
Mm.
when they were trying to escape, that was an awesome sequence.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm having your baby," and she's like, "No, you're not." And then like he kind of like induces labour. Like,
Yeah.
that was
He
insane.
scans her, and that sort of induces the labour, doesn't it? And then they try running away, and then
Yeah, I was
obviously
like, that's insane.
Silver Surfer then tries to catch up with them and effectively take the baby. It was
She did. She does.
well,
Yeah, she
yeah.
does catch up with him. Like she's
But it
proper.
was
It's proper awesome.
yeah.
That
Um,
like chase through essentially what's like I don't know light
lava,
speed was
lava
cool.
and whatnot to
Where
begin
she was
with,
like
wasn't it? Yeah.
surfing through it and so that was mint. That was awesome. And they thought they got rid of her, but then she came back.
Yeah.
Loved it. It's really good.
And then they
Um,
have to use a again. They're using it's all sort of theoretical physics and whatnot. Dave would probably be
mm,
the better person to go into it and whatnot. But the fact that they obviously their FTL ship, the faster than light ship, it obviously effectively generates a wormhole for them to go faster than light
mm,
is based in real theoretical physics. They then
mm.
sort of trap her near that neutron star to use that as an escape route for them because they know there's no way of escaping the Silver Surfer other than getting her trapped in effectively a gravity well type thing.
Mm.
They've then used that to slingshot around to get them back to Earth because they're low on fuel. So they've actually used some nice real world physics and theoretical physics in that
I
sequence as
like that
well.
there was a lot of smarts in it, wasn't there? It wasn't
Mm.
just punchy punchy kicky kicky. Like
No.
they had to figure things out as they were going. It was quite
Yeah.
good. I enjoyed that. You had like Johnny like figuring out this like the language, and you
Yeah.
had Reed like trying to figure out the science of it, and then that was really clever. I liked it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there was so much going off in that chase sequence. It was meant because you obviously had like labor, and then like Johnny was like firing at the Silver Surfer trying to get rid of her, and then I think Ben was like steering, and then Reed was trying to like get Sue to calm, but like he was also asking her to like cloak the ship, and then like, there was like so much going off, wasn't
And
there?
trying to figure
Like
out
it was such like an
how they can
intense
escape
sequence.
as well. He's like having to do
It's crazy. It was
it's
a
really good.
really good scene. I enjoyed that.
Mm.
Really enjoyed that. But yeah, what else did I like? I've always, the cinematography was good. Like
Yeah.
the sets were brilliant. Like the costumes. Um, but I did think, yeah, Galactus was a really threatening kind of presence.
Mm.
Obviously, because they had the idea of, oh yeah, we'll just move the planet, and then because I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was like, why are they blowing up? Are they like malfunctioning? Or then, but then you like you see that the Silver Surfer's like vandalizing them all.
Yeah.
You know, oh my god! Like I didn't see that coming. To be fair, that was quite good. But like it would make sense that she would like obviously get rid of them. But yeah,
Mm.
I didn't see that coming. That was a really good little
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, like
I like that.
the solution was that they were going to use the bridge technology to move the planet to
Mm,
another part of the universe to obviously avoid Galactus. That was instead of just going straight for something like, oh, we're just gonna have to try and kill him type thing. It's like, no,
mm,
we'll come up with a different solution instead and try and move the planet and whatnot. And obviously it doesn't work, like you say, because the Silver Surfer then destroys all the technology that they've rapidly built to try and move the Earth.
I like the idea of that
Bar the
whole
one.
world like clubbing together to help as well. Like that would
Mm.
not happen in real life, would it?
No,
Imagine how long it would
no,
take to get the whole planet to do what you told them to do.
yeah.
It'd take
Um,
like years. Yeah. Um,
but it was no, it
that
was
was good. I
good.
like that.
And then obviously in the end they've had to alter their plan, and they've then used it to have Galactus fall through it's effectively another wormhole type thing to another part of the universe. So in theory, Galactus can come back because he's not dead.
Hmm.
So they could always bring
Yeah.
him back, which is again another nice sort of thing that they've, instead of killing off the main villain in these films like they do tend to do, is that they've actually left the door open there for Galactus to return. whether that's in a future Fantastic Four film or an Avengers film later down the line, there is a possibility he can come back.
I wonder if the bridge things are going to be used in any of the Avengers films. I think they'll be used in
I
Doomsday.
think they will be. Yeah, they'll be relevant. That's the whole.
Could try and stop incursions, possibly.
No, I think that's how they're gonna have to use that to allow the Fantastic Four to get from their universe to the Sacred Timeline. I think that's gonna
Oh yeah, maybe
that's going to be
that makes
done.
sense.
Um,
Have you seen Thunderbolts?
no, not yet.
Have you not? Oh,
No,
I should watch that. It's cool.
I
Yeah, yeah,
missed it because I've seen the post credit scene of obviously
yeah, yeah.
um,
So I was wondering.
a Fantastic Four ship coming into the Sacred
Yeah.
Timeline and whatnot, but whether that's got them on it or it's Doom on it is obviously something that's up for debate.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. What about? Is there anything in there that you didn't particularly like?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm done with my likes yet.
Oh right, okay, sorry, jumping the gun there.
I know. Yeah, I want to talk more about the good stuff.
I enjoyed the music. I thought the score was very good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's
Yeah, I
good.
enjoyed that.
Um,
I like that they've got their own kind of fanfare. That's cool. I'm
mm,
hoping that's going to follow them about a bit. Thing is, I wonder if, because you know how it jumps forward in time, I wonder if they're gonna do more stories like earlier on. You know what I mean? You know, because they're in a kind of their own. I know like Doomsday could go in like crazy directions and stuff, but I wonder if they'll do any more set in that kind of on that planet and stuff. Don't know. Later down the line,
I don't know because they're gonna have to
or
bring.
will they do more of like a? Will they do more of like a fish out of water kind of? Now they're in our universe kind of thing. I don't know. But,
Depends entirely on how Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to go because obviously the multiverse is going to collapse.
well, Kevin Feige said that they're going to use Secret Wars to like reset timelines or something, or whatever
Yeah,
that
and
means. I
that's
mean, I know
that's
that's talk that's
that's
talk for later. But,
something we get into later on. But because the multiverse is going to be an issue, when they do finally do their sort of soft reboot, there's a possibility that they could then just put them back onto their Earth, and then you can get more storylines on Earth 828. So you're still getting it sort of that futuristic 60s feel instead. But certainly the next appearance is going to be on Earth 616, so on our planet.
I thought it was a well written film. To be fair, I liked a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the dialogue and what like the plot and the narrative and stuff. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strong lines in there, especially from like Sue Storm
Mm.
and like the Silver Surfer's dialogue was pretty cool. Quite like what she said, and like her storyline with Johnny and stuff,
Mm.
where he kind of basically wore her down into seeing that what she was doing was wrong, kind of thing. I enjoyed that. A lot
Yeah.
of people have been saying that Johnny Storm has kind of been watered down a little bit. You know, like the character, like how he was when like Chris Evans played him and stuff. You know, I was kind of had like a big bravado and stuff, and he was kind of like
Mm.
a ladies' man and stuff. Whereas I
Yeah.
don't.
Very arrogant
Do you
as
think
well,
it's
wasn't he?
watered down, or do you think it's just like more modernized? Do you think? I don't know.
I think he's probably been modernised ever so slightly. So you do still sort of get that. You get a glimpse of him sort of being a bit arrogant, but thinking he's a bit of a, like you say, a bit of a ladies' man type thing, and you get that a little bit, but it's more sort of pushed to the side. It's all sort of comes in like when they're doing sort of the intros to the characters on that TV show, and you get like magazine cover pictures of him and things like that. I think that's where it sort of shows his. I think they use them to showcase what his big sort of character personality side of things, but then when you're in the actual film, because they're focusing on it being more of a family feel in terms of the four, they focus more on that instead. Not to say that they may not have his big personality show up in the future, But
Maybe they tried to make him a bit more.
you get glimpses of it. It's like when they're again, you go back to that chase sequence and whatnot. And he shouts at Ben. He's like, "I don't tell you how to fly the ship, so you don't tell me how to kill sexy space aliens," type thing. So you get little glimpses of it, but because I think the plot is so family orientated and focuses on how they
Yeah.
are as a group, whereas in like the original run, it doesn't sort of have that family focus. So you get Chris Evans being able to be
No.
more, like you say, a bit more of a ladies' man type thing, and having a bit more arrogance to him.
Yeah, I suppose it is. They are more like a team, aren't they? In the old
Mm,
ones, they're not more like a family, are they? Like they play more on the team dynamic rather
yeah.
than like just
Whereas
naturally.
this is more on the family dynamic.
Yeah.
So they straight away
Well,
when she announces that she's pregnant at the start of the film and whatnot, they get all excited saying, "Oh, we're going to be the best uncles. You're going to be the best mum." And then he has that little thing where he's like, "You're going to be a
yeah.
great dad." No, you're not. That's what you'd expect in a family sort of dynamic, wouldn't you?
Mm. Yeah, I did like it. It was really good.
So,
I think they definitely did a good job of selling the family side. I think,
mm,
but there's some. Yeah, there was really some good lines that were really affecting. I think like where Sue was talking to all the people outside the building and stuff, and saying like, "I'm not gonna sacrifice like my son for like the world kind of thing, but I'm not gonna sacrifice the world for
mm,
my son." So like, she wanted to essentially save everybody, which
yes.
was a really like super hero thing to say. You know what I mean? But it was really affecting.
But that sort of focus, that's a
Um,
scene that sort of really does focus on her being the leader of this team as opposed to Reed.
mm,
Even though in
yeah.
like the scenes where they're doing the little press conferences before they go into space and when they come back from space, it's him at the microphone, sort of answering the questions and whatnot. But then she steps up and she just goes out, like you say in that scene, she goes out to the crowd that's outside the building, pretty much demanding that they give up Franklin. She goes outside, she steps up and says, "No, I'm not going to give him up, but at the same time, I'm not going to let you guys down." I think that's
Mm,
her then. She's taking the mantle then as the leader. Reed might come up with all the solutions and whatnot, but I'm the one that's going to sort of have it come off effectively, and she does because obviously she's the one that forces Galactus through the portal, and ultimately, she sacrifices herself in that moment to save her son and the world.
mm,
Because she realizes that she's got the power to do that, whereas Reed might have the brains to set it all up, but she's got the power to do it. Johnny was about to, obviously, he was, as Galactus is sort of pulling himself back through the portal, Johnny was more than willing at that point to sacrifice himself again.
Storms, you see, they're what's it, noble folk, aren't they? These
Mm,
storm people
so,
willing to sacrifice themselves.
but again, he's willing to do that for the sake of his family, which again goes back
Mm,
to the whole. This is a plot line. This is about family. This is a family dynamic. And then obviously he doesn't because the Silver Surfer knocks him out the way and does it herself. But what do you think of the robot Herbie?
it's all right. It's kind of there for comic relief, I
Yeah.
suppose. Like with all the baby proofing and stuff like that. That's quite
Mm.
funny. When Ben just kept going ripping things off things and stuff like that after he'd like baby proofed it. That's quite funny. And like falling downstairs and things like that.
Yeah.
I didn't get how the robot functioned though, because like when they went to space, he like took the thing out and then put a new. So is the tape thing how he works,
I
or I was a bit
think so.
confused
Yeah.
about that.
So I think
Um,
while they're in the Baxter building, he sort of functions as like an
like a
aide,
janitor essentially.
a janitor, or a sort of housekeeper type thing.
Yeah,
Because you see, like you
yeah,
say, he's going
yeah.
around baby proofing, changing smoke alarms, helping Ben cook and things like that. And then he puts the new deck thing in so that when they're in space, it's almost like right now you're a field operative type thing. So he gets there and it's like go collect samples, do
Mm,
this, do that type thing. So
yeah,
um, yeah. But he was, yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I agree. He was there. It was
It
comic
was all
relief.
right.
Um,
It was okay.
hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't miss him if he wasn't there. I wouldn't miss him. But it's all right. It's nice to have a Marvel droid, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes,
First Marvel droid,
it's like their version of R2.
essentially. Yeah. I like the car. The car was cool. That was in some good action scenes. And the ship. The ship's pretty badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the I like the science fictioniness of it. It was good.
Mm.
I want more sci-fi Marvel.
I suppose
Um,
it's a slight segue into moving into things we didn't overly enjoy about the film. I wasn't a big fan of the design of the car.
no.
No, I didn't overly like the design of
Why?
it. I don't know, there's something about it. I know in the comics they have like other the Fantastic Cars like a big other thing and whatnot, but I don't know. I just wasn't overly fond of it. I get it. It's trying to make it look a bit more retro '60s vibe in its styling, but I just I don't know.
Hmm.
There's something about it. I wasn't overly fond of the car. I get it was needed, but I just didn't like the stylization of it.
Um, yeah, I couldn't. When I went to think about it, I couldn't really think of a lot I didn't like. But um, I mean, I suppose it's not more things I didn't like. It's more what wasn't there. I suppose. I mean, like a lot of some things were quite predictable, weren't they? You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like obviously Sue wasn't going to die, was she?
No.
Like she's in Doomsday. I mean, everybody knew she was in Doomsday. Um, and like Johnny not dying, I would have been surprised if he died, or like went through the portal or something.
Mm.
I wouldn't have thought that would have happened. But kind of the Silver Surfer turning and being good was kind of predictable as well.
Yeah.
Like, we all kind of knew that was going to happen. Um, but yeah, there wasn't. Was there any surprises?
No, I don't think there was really, and that's probably a slight letdown for it. Is that it was quite predictable, but then
Mm,
at this point, what superhero film isn't? Again, another thing. It's difficult because of the character, and it's how you're going to do it. But it worked really well, sort of inside his spaceship. Um, but I wasn't overly fond of the CGI for Galactus when he was on Earth and he was sort of walking through New York.
no.
No, I don't think the CGI was great. But then again, you could say that about quite a lot of films of late, very heavily using CGI. It doesn't always look the best anymore. I think we've got to that point now where something needs to change because you're not always getting the best CGI graphics anymore, even though they're spending millions and millions of dollars on it. Sometimes it just doesn't look great. I think there were just moments where the CG for Galactus wasn't the best. I don't know how much motion capture was involved for him. Maybe something to have a look into a little bit more at a later date. But yeah, I think for some scenes, especially when he was on Earth, I think the CG for him could have been a lot better.
You know.
But I wouldn't say it's a dislike. It's just a little negative
A
of
niggle.
it. Yeah, niggle. But then you can say that about a lot of films of late. I think the kaiju in Superman looked better than what Galactus did.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. To be fair. What
See,
about Johnny? Do you think Johnny looked good oh, he didn't say flame on in this film. No, it's not.
did he not?
Didn't have his catchphrase. I'm sure he did not say flame on at all in this film.
No, but Reed
He
refers
just
to
kind
it.
of just did.
Reed refers to it. So when they're putting the spacesuits on, he's saying about how much oxygen levels he's got. He's like,
Yeah.
you need to be mindful of how long you're flamed on because of the oxygen levels. So he says it,
Ah,
but
I never
yeah,
noticed
I
that.
don't think Johnny ever says it.
Because I can't remember whether is that an actual Human Torch catchphrase or is that just made up for the Chris Evans one. I don't know enough about the character. I don't know if that's an actual comic thing.
It's got
Because
to
I
be,
know obviously
surely, has to be.
maybe.
I've not really read any of the
Might have to start with,
Fantastic Four comics, so again, I can't back that up. But you would
might,
have assumed
might
that
have,
catchphrase, much like clobbering time, has come from the comics,
yeah.
or at least from a cartoon from like the 90s or something. Because he certainly says it in like
Maybe.
when in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon where the Fantastic Four turn up, the Thing definitely says it's clobbering time. So you would have thought that Flame On must be something that Johnny says at some point.
Yeah. Did you think he looked good? Did you think the flame effects looked good?
Yeah,
Just forgetting about
they
before.
weren't bad. They probably could have been a
What about
little
Silver
bit
Surfer?
better. Silver Surfer looked good.
I like that they kept her eyes like human. It like
Mm.
looked like
Yeah, whereas
quite
the one in
sinister.
the
That she had like human eyes.
what was it, Rise of the Silver Surfer?
They were just
They were
all it was all
just
silver all over,
silver
wasn't
over,
it?
weren't they?
Yeah. I think it kind of gives the effect that she's like there is a person in there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's not just like Herald.
helps her
There's a
sort of convey
person.
her emotions of it, that she knows what she's doing is wrong, but she can't not do it, type thing.
Well, she kind of gave that in thing like straight away, didn't she? You know how she said that like what did she say like
Be with your loved ones and whatnot.
die with your own essentially or
Yeah.
something like that. She like, kind of gave like a sympathetic kind of character to it like straight away kind of thing. So you
Mm.
knew she wasn't like evil or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I found her character really good. To be fair, I
Mm.
liked it. When
Be
she went and stuff. I
interesting.
know it was predictable, but like as she got there, it was good. I liked it.
It'd be interesting to get Sean's opinion on the Silver Surfer, because I'm sure he said before. You know how obviously as when we all grew up,
Oh
there
yeah,
was
you watched the
there was a
was
certain
like a
Marvel
TV show or
cartoon that we
something.
would
Yeah.
watch. So obviously for
Yeah.
me, I'd watch the Spider-Man one religiously. Amy was big into the X-Men. Sean's always said that he really liked the Silver Surfer cartoon. So it'd be interesting to get his take on.
Only if he's aware of, only if he's aware of Charlotte Ball, then it might be. I don't know.
Maybe we'll have to see at some point. Um, but yeah, no. Going back to, like you say, your question on Johnny's effects um, when he was the Human Torch, they were good. They probably could have been a little bit better, but it was all right. I thought the effects on when they had Reed Richards sort of stretching and being Mr. Fantastic and being all elastic and whatnot, I thought that worked really well in terms of its CGI.
They did it quite a few of them were quite subtle as well, weren't they? You know,
Mm.
like when he was doing his TV show and he was like stretching his arm up to like right
Just a
higher up on the
chalkboard,
chalkboard
yeah.
and stuff, and like when he was extending his legs to like keep Sue on the thing and stuff. Like they were
Mm.
like quite little, weren't they? They weren't like over the top kind of thing. It
Yeah.
was quite. I liked how they did that.
So there were elements of
I thought
CGI that I liked, but there were other bits that weren't great.
when Galactus was stretching him out as well, that was harsh. That was well
Just
brutal. He was just like,
his little grin just gets bigger and bigger as he stretches him further and further.
that was that was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, what else? Is there anything else I didn't like?
Anything you want?
I
Yeah.
don't think you didn't get much of Ben, did you? Really? I don't think you could have got more.
Possibly,
I think
yeah.
out of all of them, he was probably the most like shortchanged.
Yeah. Um,
He was just kind of there. He didn't have much of a plot, did he? Really?
mm. And you sort of got that little. There was that little subplot of his. Oh, has he got like a little romantic story going on in the background with the
Teacher? Is it?
teacher, the woman, the one with the ginger hair, which comes out with the kids and whatnot,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, oh, is that little romance going on there maybe? But they don't really build on that, and I can't imagine they're going to be
I
able
do
to
reckon.
build on that.
I do reckon some stuff would have been cut out. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
some of the Johnny stuff maybe was cut out as well. Fair.
But I agree that
But
he's probably the most underused of the four of them. Did you feel that Galactus was a threat?
yes, I said earlier, didn't I? I thought he was threatening.
You did feel he was a threat.
Because obviously, like at the start when they first went to see him, obviously he was quite threatening,
Hmm.
and he was like, "I want your child," and you're like, "Ugh." But I don't know if that affected me more just because I have children. I don't know, but
Well, that was one of the things I actually wanted to ask. So, when they obviously come back, and Reed's doing his little press conference after they've got back to Earth, and he's like, Galactus asked too high a price. He asked for our son, and we said no. And obviously, the Earth, everyone turns on them straight away. You're like, oh, you're not willing to sacrifice your son for us. Obviously, as a parent, I know if you ever were in that situation, you would never do it. But do you feel like they should have played on that a little bit more? So when Sue comes out and she's like, I'm not going to sacrifice my son for the Earth, but I'm not going to sacrifice the Earth for my son. Do you reckon she should have actually like asked that question outright to some of the parents in the crowd? Like, would you do that type thing? Because I feel like they like the human race immediately turns on them, but surely half of them would be like, well, realistically, if you put me in that position, I wouldn't do it either.
Mm.
So surely it should have
Yeah,
actually
maybe.
generated more of a divide between humanity.
I do think potentially the world not really having much of a voice was a bit of a downside, you know? So, like,
Mm.
you didn't really see much pushback, did you? Like, the Fantastic Four just said, "We're going to do this," and the world was like,
Okay.
"Yeah!" Like, there was no kind of like, "No, we don't want to do that." Like, like
Mm.
apart from the random Galactus cult that there was on TV, that was about the only thing that was against the Fantastic Four, really.
Yeah,
But
and that just got mentioned. It didn't. There was no. You'd have
yeah,
thought there would have been some of those maybe in New York, and that would have. They could have maybe built on
mm.
that a little bit more.
But yeah, but no, it was kind of funny how submissive the world was to what they wanted to do.
Mm.
No, I'm not giving my baby up. Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll just die then. It's fine.
We'll protest a little bit
Yeah.
outside of your building, but then you'll come out and give it a little speech, and we'll all just back you
Melt
again
our
straight
hearts
away.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a bit of a. I know they're in a different universe. It might be a lot more submissive universe, but you wouldn't get that here, would you?
No, not a chance. There'd be riots everywhere.
I think the
Um,
world would just go mad if they found that a huge planet-eating thing was just coming for us. Um,
you'd just immediately see a
there'd be,
load. You'd see a load of looting.
there'd be no unity
There'd be
at all.
crime everywhere. It'd be ridiculous. It'd be anarchy.
Mm.
So maybe that's a. I suppose that you could probably say that's a little bit of a negative in that it's. I get it
But then I
again.
suppose the whole thing is built on like fantasy, I suppose, isn't it? Really, it's
Well,
not
yeah, but
supposed to be realism, is it? I
no.
suppose, but yeah. But yeah, if I think I was gonna rate it out of five, I'd probably give it a good solid four at least.
Yeah, that's what you gave it on your out of cinema
Yeah,
reaction. So you've not changed
but I've
your
only seen it once, so it might go up and down. I don't know.
okay, but nothing's changed
Yeah,
your
well,
opinion sort of over the 2-3 days since you've last seen it. Then you're still thinking it's about 4 out of 5.
when did I see it? I can't remember.
Thursday,
Thursday?
and it's Sunday today.
No, yeah, yeah, I do like. Oh, it's Sunday. Yeah, okay. But no, I did. I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Okay.
went to see it with my family. I think they enjoyed it.
Mm.
So, good family film.
Yeah.
I think they both are. To be fair, Superman and this.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if this is a slightly bit more of a family film. Do you think? I don't know. I
Uh,
mean, they both kind of got sinister bits in, I suppose.
mm.
But I'd say Superman's more violent.
Yeah,
But this
probably.
is
Yeah. I mean, I think I gave Superman a 4. I'd probably give this 3.5. I don't think it was quite as good as Superman.
no.
No, but certainly enjoyable. I'd probably say about 3.5 out of 5 for me. Moving on, as we sort of scored it to that, we'll go with the mid-credit scene because the post-credit scene
Yeah,
was
the end one
was
was
literally
a bit.
just cartoon. There's you watching the Fantastic Four cartoon on a TV and then someone turning it off, so it was pretty irrelevant. But obviously, the mid-credit scene,
Yeah.
you get a 4-year time jump to Sue on the sofa reading Franklin a story, and she gets up to go and get a different book because they finished reading that, and she comes back and there's just a hooded figure knelt in front of him with a mask. So obviously we all know it's Doom. Um,
Did it show you the mask in the post-credit scene?
you
'Cause I
you
didn't see that when I
so
watched it.
you see the hooded figure. He's knelt down in front of Franklin, and his left hand is sort of next to his knee, and you just sort of see the top of a silver mask and his hand.
Okay.
So he's obviously
I think I missed that.
taking his mask off, um, and it's Doom. So where do you think that's going to lead to? I've seen some.
Did you see the Did you see the book that she was reading to him initially? The Hungry Caterpillar.
Yes.
I thought that was quite a funny book to be reading.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that allude. I don't know whether that's supposed to allude to Galactus or whether it's supposed to allude to like, will Franklin have the same kind of hunger that Galactus
Mm.
had? Like for power and stuff and
Yeah.
consuming energy and that kind of thing. Is that kind of like a sinister turn that he could take, or I don't know, but
Could be.
I found that quite interesting. Or is that Doom? Is Doom hungry? But like it could be referring to a lot of things. I don't
Could
know.
be. But where do you think it's going to go with Doom? Is he going to kidnap the whole
Um,
family, or is he just going to kidnap Franklin? What do you think? Because I've seen a few
I mean,
bits
you
over the
can.
weekend of people theorising on this now.
I mean, the kid could like he can like create universes and stuff, can't he? So surely Doom will just use him to in some way. Some people have theorized that he's gonna take him, and by the time everyone else catches up to him, loads of time is going to have passed, so he'll be older.
It's
So
a
Franklin would have like aged up.
possibility. Um, One of the things I've seen someone suggest is that obviously the only hint of his power that you see in the film is that obviously he brings Sue Storm back to life at the end of the film, um, which obviously alludes to his whole he can create life, death, realities, universes, things like that. So one of the things I've seen is that Doom is going through varying multiverses, and he's picking up whether it's anchor beings or nexus beings or whatnot. So he's kidnapping Franklin to then go to the 616 universe, and he's going to use Franklin to resurrect the Scarlet Witch.
Hmm.
And
That'd be
then
cool.
he's then going to obviously then go to the void to capture Loki, and he's then going to use those three. And there was a fourth person. I can't remember who the fourth person was. He's then going to use all of those four people to break the multiverse down and create his battle world, which is obviously where Doomsday is going to end to lead into Secret Wars. So he's going to use these four people to create his own world that he then rules as God Emperor Doom. So that's one of the theories that I've
I'm intrigued.
seen.
I'm intrigued to know what relevance Doom looking like Iron Man is going to have. So apparently that is an actual part of the story.
Yeah. And
That like him looking like Tony Stark is relevant. So
Robert Downey Jr. has been. I'll try and see whether or not I can screenshot and add these in. Because I believe it's Comic Con this weekend, San Diego Comic Con.
mhm.
But he's been teasing some things online.
Marvel's not going. Neither are DC.
No, but he's
So
been teasing some things online of late on his Instagram. Um, so over the last few days, he's like put up little reels of him working out. He's got his iPad next to him playing his Spotify and whatnot, and it has the song that keeps coming up is "Change of Scenery," is the one that he keeps sort of listening to. And then it'll pan away from his iPad to a varying comic books that he's currently reading. So he's had one where it's like specifically a Doom comic book run. Then he's had one where it was West Coast Avengers, and the front cover was just Doom's face. So maybe
mm.
maybe that's alluding to the fact that maybe it isn't going to be specifically set in New York. Doomsday maybe are going to be looking at being on the other side of America. And then I think the most recent one, I'm just having a quick look now. It was an Iron Man comic book, Legacy of Doom. So the front cover has got Iron Man and Doom facing off against each other. So are we going to
Yeah, I
see?
saw that.
Are we going to see an Iron Man variant facing off against his Doom in this reality before he catches Franklin? Obviously, the other comic book was Secret Wars, by the way. I've just had a quick look now. So he's hinting at sort of the source material, I reckon, as to what type of Doom we're going to get. I don't know. What do you think about his Victor Von Doom looking like Iron Man? Are they going to go down?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it even. It doesn't even really hint at any of the comic books either. So I think they're just doing their own thing, aren't they? But yeah, it could go in. I mean, I don't know what they're going to make. I don't know what they're going to make Spider-Man now, because that's literally the only film between
So
like this and
Spider-Man Brand
Doomsday.
New Day, then, is that coming out before Doomsday? Is that confirmed?
Yep.
Right. The only other thing I can think then is that film will end with him getting the symbiote suit, because he needs that before Secret Wars.
Does it though?
Spider-Man has the
I mean,
symbiote suit in
just
Secret
because it's in
Wars.
the comics doesn't mean it's going to be in the film, though, does it? That's what I was telling you.
No, I think it does, though. If they're doing a
If
Secret
it
Wars
doesn't,
film, he needs to have the symbiote suit.
if it doesn't, if it doesn't like have a function then? Does it really need to be in the film? Isn't it more about like how it affects Spider-Man than how it affects the actual plot of the
But if he's
storyline?
going to be in it though. I've got the Secret Wars omnibus downstairs. I do need to read it before the film comes out, but it must play a role because obviously you've had that in the background at the end of No Way Home. Obviously there is
I mean, I
a small
suppose,
amount of the
I
symbiote
suppose,
suit left in the MCU now.
I suppose technically, if he was going to be in some kind of battle world or something, the symbiote would
It's
aid him,
it's
wouldn't it?
going
Because
to
there's no tone, there's no Tony now to make him a suit, is there? So
no. So
like
the symbiote would
like he had
enhance
in,
his powers.
yeah, that would make sense.
Um, so that's the only thing I can see at the end of Brand New Day is that he will get the Venom suit, symbiote suit, before Secret Wars.
I did hear that the Hulk. I did hear that the Hulk was going to be in it as well. But I don't know if that's
Yeah, I'd heard that.
kind of still a rumor.
So,
I don't know, but we'll see.
mm,
It's not long away. That's like a year away. So
yeah.
it starts filming soon. So
Yeah.
I do like that Punisher's going to be in it though. That's cool. I like the Punisher.
It's going to be a bit more street level
Tough,
as well, isn't it?
toughen up Spider-Man a bit. Yeah.
Mr. Negative is rumoured to be the villain, or one of the villains in this film. One of several. I think there's going to be quite a few villains in this next Spider-Man film.
I mean, if they do it like Fantastic Four, then they could just have like a montage, couldn't they? Find different people.
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool. This is what I've been doing for the past few months.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
But if that's the film that follows this and leads into Doomsday, that presumably they'll be putting some villains into that, which will then also roll into Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Maybe.
If the whole multiverse is then going to condense down into Battleworld.
I wonder if they'll set up World War Hulk in Spider-Man. If Hulk's going to be in it, possibly.
Possible. Possibility. Because ultimately, in these next two Avengers films, we're going to get. So it's going to be a combined down of all the Marvel films, aren't they? Because you're going to get all the some of the X-Men from the X-Men films in it. You're going to get. You would think possibly you're going to get someone from the original Fantastic Four films or the sequels to it.
Are we going to get a council of Reeds? Maybe. Because that's what's something in the comics, in it, where like there's loads of Reed Richards that all meet up to talk about.
I thought it was Kangs.
Stuff,
Council of Kangs.
No.
The Council of
Reeds
Reeds as well. Okay. We're going to see, obviously, I know they had it in Multiverse of Madness, you had the Illuminati. We're going to see another version of that maybe appearing to help take on Doom.
They could do that once the timelines are all sorted out, maybe. Like have that form at the end, maybe.
Instead of the Avengers.
It's like
Instead of the Avengers.
Maybe not instead. Maybe just as a side thing. I think they're going to have loads of Avengers teams, personally.
So obviously Kevin Feige said this week that they have a 7-year plan now after Secret Wars. So when the multiverse gets rebooted, they're going to have the ability to recast Iron Man, Captain America, and whatnot. So it's going to get a whole soft reboot. So there'll be a new Iron Man, there'll be a new Cap after Secret Wars.
I wonder if Franklin will resurrect any dead Avengers.
I don't know. So the only thing I've heard is that he might resurrect Scarlet Witch for Doom's nefarious plans.
De-age them. Get Cap back.
Well, no, I think, like I say, Kevin Feige said that they can, within their 7-year plan after Secret Wars, there's going to be the ability to recast certain characters, and Iron Man and Captain America were included. So I think you'll get a new actor playing Tony Stark, you'll get a new actor playing Steve Rogers. They've already said that there's going to be a new actor playing T'Challa, so there'll be a different Black Panther. I think this is all going to follow on from Secret Wars when the multiverse gets rebooted. They reboot the whole franchise to focus on. Obviously, X-Men are going to get focused on because they're going to get all recast.
X-Men, Fantastic Four. Nothing. It'd be
You have a
heavy on them, I reckon.
new Iron Man, new Captain America. Because maybe you're right. Maybe there will be. Maybe you'll have your standard Avengers teams. You'll have your West Coast Avengers. You'll have your Illuminati. There's Midnight Suns. You'll have all these other little. Maybe they'll bring the Defenders in, recast them. Maybe they'll have several different smaller superhero teams.
Apparently, they're going to have. They're trying to keep the TV now, aren't they? And keep the movies. So I suppose if they wanted to do like a West Coast Avengers, they could keep that on TV, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Because West Coast Avengers is like. Isn't that like Vision, Wonder Man, potentially Hawkeye? So like they could keep.
War Machine.
They could have storylines on Disney Plus.
Maybe.
And then like bigger stories being movies.
Maybe. It makes sense with Kevin Feige saying that he's going to give them the opportunity to recast people because obviously Jeremy Renner has said that at the moment he won't be coming back because they wanted him to do a second series of Hawkeye, but they were only wanted to pay him half of what they paid him for the first series. So they could recast him after Secret Wars once the universe has been rebooted.
Not Jeremy Renner.
But I'm saying they could do that because obviously they're at a financial dispute. So unless Disney and Marvel are willing to pay him what he wants, which I think is fair enough. If you're asking him to do a second series, but then you're only wanting to pay him half the money, how is that fair? Unless he's only going to be in one episode. So they'll probably recast him. Obviously, like I say, they're going to recast Iron Man. They're going to recast Cap. They're going to recast Black Panther. I'm fairly sure Elizabeth Olsen has said that she's done with Scarlet Witch, unless that is a ruse. If she is going to be in that, so they might be able to recast the Scarlet Witch.
Quite like her as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, but I think I don't. Unless she's just saying that to deflect from the fact that she is going to be in Doomsday or Secret Wars. But I'm sure she said that she's done with the character.
Boo.
Yeah.
Right, I did hear a rumour the other day that Reed Richards and Thor are going to be the main characters in Doomsday, apparently.
I have heard that Thor's going to play a big role in it, yeah.
Last man standing, at the minute.
Hulk.
Yeah. Well, I suppose.
Still got Hulk. Yeah. Hawkeye somewhere.
He's retired.
Yeah, that's how they'll write him out again if they're not bringing Jeremy. Oh, Hawkeye's retired, yeah.
I wonder if they'll have... Even then, I suppose they already exist in other universes, don't they?
What?
I don't know. I just don't know how. I was wondering whether Franklin was going to like create the mutants in like the 616 universe. You know what I mean? Just like have them, but then they already exist in other universes, so it would make sense if they kind of. But then I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see how it, because obviously it's got to play to everybody, hasn't it? It can't just play to the pre-existing fans. It's got to like make sense to everybody.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from because if the only sort of reference you've got to mutants in the sacred timeline is obviously Ms. Marvel's classified as being a mutant, isn't she? The end of her series, I'm sure she's classified as being a mutant.
I mean, like, how are they gonna amalgamate everything together and it makes sense to the general audience? You know what I mean? It's just going to be a bit confusing, isn't it? To like general audiences.
I think that's
like we would get it, but like
I imagine
might be a bit lost.
I imagine that there'll be a way of sort of simplifying it by saying that Doom is going around these varying timelines and multiverses, and he's creating incursions to destroy these timelines, and everything's all going to condense down eventually to Battleworld. So there'll be a way of doing it and simplifying it. It's just how they're going to go about doing it, because realistically, you've got to, if you think about it, they're going to have to incorporate all of the 37 MCU films that they've got. We know full well they're bringing in the X-Men, so he's going to somehow destroyed the X-Men universe from Fox, you would think that that would also include some elements to the other two different Fantastic Four franchises, possibly the Blade franchise. You would think that the two different Spider-Man universes will somehow be incorporated into these films as well, whether it'll be, not saying they're going to bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire again, but they might bring back, I don't know,
I do keep hearing about
you might see
Tobey
Mary Jane
Maguire.
turning up in it or something, but
Yeah, I do keep hearing about Tobey Maguire being in it.
you've
And
got
Hugh Jackman.
yeah, you've got all these different Marvel franchises that they can bring into it, and they probably will bring into it in some aspect. So that then they can, because effectively Disney own them all now, don't they? Really, with them buying Fox, and then by then rebooting their multiverse at the end of Secret Wars, they can then, like I say, they can recast who they want, they can keep who they want. So if they wanted to turn around and go, right, we're going to keep, say they wanted to keep Patrick Stewart on as Charles Xavier, they would be able to do that with the way that they're going to go about rebooting everything.
I mean, I don't think they will do that.
No, but I was just using him as an example. If they could wanted to use him, or they wanted to turn around to Wesley Snipes and go, right, actually, we're going to have you as Blade forever, they might be able to do that. Because they're condensing all these different franchises down into Doom's Battle World, and then it'll get rebooted. And then it'll all be made MCU.
Apparently, they're not allowed to use Miles Morales until the Spider-Verse films are done.
Yeah, which is a bit annoying because I'd like to see a live-action Miles Morales interact with Tom Holland.
Well, you never know. He signed on for like 3 more films, but is that
might include these two
Spider-Man films?
That might include the Avengers films. Because let's face it, you know how they did that little thing a few months back of all that row of chairs with all the actors' names on it. That's not all the actors that are going to be in Doomsday.
No.
There's going to be loads more that are in it.
Can you imagine if they rebooted the timeline and Andrew Garfield was the 616 Spider-Man, and then he was the one that like tutored Miles? So that's how Tom Holland got to go out of it.
I could live with that. Quite easily live with that.
Because then Tom Holland could do what he wants to do, and then if Garfield could like redeem himself.
Yeah, if they turned it around and went, right, Tom, we're going to give you a 6-movie contract for Bond, for example, and he went, all right, yeah, I actually have an out of Spider-Man now. I have a way of doing it, and then that was the way of doing it. It would work. I'd be happy with that because I think Andrew Garfield was a bit hard done by only getting his 2 films.
I really enjoyed his Peter Parker, to be fair.
So,
I liked him. But I think obviously it probably won't last that long because I think doesn't Peter like die and then Miles like takes over. So obviously
depends on what comic line you're following. There are ones where Miles takes over from Peter when he dies. There are ones where they both work together, I'm guessing. Certainly how it is in the Spider-Man games, they're both. In the second one, you can chop and change between both. You can play both of them at the same time. That's how that storyline works. So,
yeah, I feel like Andrew Garfield would be a better
he'd be a better mentor.
Because he's older.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense, but that would be cool. I'm trying to think who I'd like in the actual 616 timeline now if they rebooted
it. who they'd want to keep and who you'd want to see recast.
I think Michael Fassbender was a mint Magneto. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed his Magneto. It'll be fun to see the old X-Men cast interact with the MCU characters. Quite fun. Like worlds colliding.
Yep.
It's like my childhood and my present like meeting. Exciting stuff. I do think Fantastic Four is a step in the right direction now.
Yeah.
I think this and Thunderbolts have started to reignite my faith in Marvel a little bit. We're starting to
still need to watch Thunderbolts. I think it's going to be on.
Correct a little bit now.
I think it'll be on Disney Plus next month, so I'm going to have to watch it. So I missed it.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I missed it when it was out in the cinema, so I'm sure it's streaming next month. So I'll have to watch it.
I think you'll like it. It's good.
Amy liked it. She enjoyed it. So.
Oh, did she see it? Did she?
Yeah, she went and saw it.
Yeah, I like the. It's a lot more. Well, it's kind of grounded, but like it furthers the characters that you already know, kind of thing.
Mm.
It makes them. It's about important stuff as well. It's got good, kind of like Fantastic Four, really. It's got good dialogue and stuff in it, and it's about like it's more about like mental health, though this is, than family, I
Mm.
suppose. It's more like I suppose it's kind of found family, I suppose. But yeah, I
Yep.
hope that they keep this kind of idea of films being individualized and not kind of making them all look the same.
Mm.
I think because I think they did that. They did that a little bit, and they weren't all well received. You know, like Eternals. I think Eternals had its own look, but people didn't really like that.
No,
Shang-Chi, that had its own look.
Shang-Chi was
Multiverse of
really,
Madness,
really
that was
good.
kind of Multiverse of Madness was kind of kooky, kind of horror-esque kind of vibe. I enjoyed that. Like, even I think like Ant-Man was kind of like a heisty kind of
Mm.
comedy caper kind of film, wasn't it? I enjoyed that, but I hope they carry on doing that.
Hopefully.
I'm intrigued to see what kind of vibe the X-Men film have. Anyway,
Yeah.
whether they'll have their own kind of flavor, I don't know. But I think the guy that did Thunderbolts is doing X-Men. I think
Okay.
the director.
Fair enough.
I think so. Whether it'll have a similar tone to that, I don't know, or it'll give it its different
Mm.
kind of taste. I don't know. But,
One thing I was going to mention, I think this is just a fan theory thing that I've seen online. Obviously, Fantastic Four, this is their first film. You know, its subtitle is First Steps, and if it goes along the same route as all the other hero films, they'll presumably get a trilogy. I saw someone had theorized what the subtitle would be for the next two films. So you've got this one, Fantastic Four: First Steps. I think they said the second one would be Fantastic Four, like Terrible Twos. So it's sort of following on from the sort of the child motif, and then the third one being third time's a charm. And they were sort of anticipating that that third one would bring back Agatha Harkness as Franklin's nanny. So
no, it's
I
like the
believe
nanny.
I believe she has sort of that role in the comics.
Yeah.
So that was just something I saw over the weekend, that someone's sort of hoping that's how the trilogy would go. I can't think who the villain would be in the second one, but the third one they're anticipating them bringing back Agatha Harkness as his nanny. Which if that is the case, you would assume that Franklin wouldn't progress in terms of age that quickly. But yeah,
maybe he'll reset and put himself back in his own little universe. Maybe
as a baby,
back as a kid.
maybe.
As a kid.
You never know. Yeah. So.
Well, you don't have to be a baby to have a nanny. You can be like
No, yeah, it can be
four, can't you?
four,
So,
anywhere between
four,
sort
five.
of baby and sort of 10 or 12, can't you? Before you don't really need to have a childminder anymore. But
Some
yeah,
people were guessing that Franklin would be no more after Secret Wars. To be fair, because he's too overpowered.
he's effectively a god,
Like, what
isn't
do
he?
you do? What do you do with that character?
Yeah.
Like after that, really? Like maybe he'll sacrifice himself or something.
Mm.
But or just like overlook the whole universe, maybe. Like kind of like Loki is.
Mm. Or like the Watcher, or is it the Beyonder?
Yeah,
He
kind of like
becomes a
that.
Beyonder. He
Yeah,
becomes a Beyonder, doesn't he? I think.
yeah, something like
So,
that. Yeah,
anyway.
but I like how Tom Hiddleston told the Russo brothers not to kill Loki again.
Yeah.
Like, don't kill me!
Please
Don't
don't
kill him again! Don't kill him again!
you just know full well
Not
that
allowed.
Loki's going to die.
You better not.
They're just
That's
going
so
to kill him.
annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's just becoming a bit of a running joke now. Oh, Loki's dead again. It just happens in like every film.
Yeah.
But something's got to happen to him, hasn't it?
Mm.
I think. I wonder if he'll be one of the people that Doom picks up
Yeah. Or kills.
in his little travel.
Depends on what
Um,
version of Doom we're going to get, because obviously he's a blend of both science and magic, isn't he, in the comics? So it's, are they going to get? They're going to do that, or is he just going to have him solely be magical? They're going to have him solely be scientific. Depends what we get.
I wonder if he'll meet up with Mephisto.
Now as
Get Sacha Baron
he's
Cohen in
here,
there somewhere.
But yeah,
make a deal with the devil. I wonder if that's how he gets his powers.
maybe.
They work him in.
We'll have to see. We've got a lot to focus on in a short space of time.
It was.
The Russo brothers, they've
Oh,
got.
you mean in the film?
Yeah, they've got a
Yeah.
lot of sort of to bring up about Doom, because he's. Maybe Doomsday is going to be his equivalent of Infinity War, where that focused on Thanos' story. Maybe Doomsday will focus on
Yeah.
Doom's story, and then Secret Wars will be Endgame type style.
I mean, it worked last time. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
And they've had even less time to. They've had even less time to set Doom up than they had to set Thanos up. So
yeah.
He needs a film, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according again to Kevin Feige, they've had Doom. They've been working towards Doom even before Quantum Mania, when they decided they were going to write Kang out. They've been working on Doom. So, if you believe him, yeah.
Lies.
Yeah.
Oh, lies.
Exactly. Anyway, I think we should start wrapping things up.
I recommend Fantastic Four to. I think it played to most audiences. To be fair, I don't think it's not too. It is comic booky, but it's not like in an alienating way, is it?
No.
It's like a good family film, I think. To be fair.
It is.
So.
Yeah. So
that's good.
That's our thoughts and spoiler review of Fantastic Four First Steps, and so we went on a bit of a tangent there at the end on some theories as to what's to come next. But as always, give us your thoughts, drop some comments down.
Yes, let us know your theories and ideas on what you think is coming in the future.
We'll be back
like
again
and
soon.
Subscribe.
Yes, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, follow us on social media, and we will be back again soon. Not too sure what our next episodes are going to be. We're going to try and get another fellowship out soon. We're planning on, favourite actors, or
yes,
I think we're looking at possibly doing one to do with looking more on the music side, musicals, the scores of films and things like that. So plenty more to come from us here at Midland Earth.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much for watching. See you again.